Hello. Today we are going to install a mechanical seal. This pump has screws that hold the seal housing in and also a O-ring in the back of the housing to seal around the seal housing. This is the seal housing. This particular mechanical seal has an anti-rotation pin. Not all mechanical seals use an anti-rotation pin. That pin needs to line up with the notch in the back of the mating ring. This is the mating ring. The side facing the camera at this moment is the sealing surface. Try not to touch that. This is the rotating ring, or the primary ring. Again, it's got a shiny surface that is the sealing surface. Once again, you do not want to touch that if at all possible. If you do touch either of those surfaces, use some isopropyl alcohol and a clean lint-free rag to remove the fingerprints. The rotating head also has a rubber bellows. The rubber bellows is treated with what's called Neotreat. That is activated with a water soluble lubricant. Once that is activated, you have 15 minutes until the proper spring tension is applied, or the Neotreat will set up and will not be usable anymore. At this point, we will start by making sure our surfaces are clean on the mechanical seal. I will apply some isopropyl alcohol to a clean rag. With the isopropyl alcohol on the clean rag, I will take the primary ring, place it on the clean rag, and I will rotate it to clean it. And then I will dry it using the same rotating motion. And it is nice and clean. I will do the same thing with the primary head. I will use the same rotating motion to clean it and to dry it. This will remove fingerprints that may have gotten on there. At this point, we are ready to apply some water-soluble lubricant. The water-soluble lubricant that we use is called P80. Other water-soluble lubricants may be used, but please do not use soapy water. Once the water evaporates, the soap becomes an adhesive and sticks the surfaces together. As you can see, I got some P80 on the sealing face of the mechanical seal. That needs to be removed, and we'll use the isopropyl alcohol to remove it. And at this point, I will put the mating ring into the seal housing, making sure I line up the notch in the back of the ring with the pin, and then I will use my pusher with the cleaned end to push it into place. Push it in with a nice smooth motion. Do not hammer it in or use any impact. As you can see, I have my notch lined up with my anti-rotation pin, and I can check to make sure that the seal is all the way in place, which it is. These mechanical seals need fresh water to flush away any impurities. That's what this hole is used for. There's also a matching hole in the pump casing that we need to line up with. A nice forceful push will seat that into the seal housing, or into the pump casing. The screws that retain the seal housing into the pump casing, they should be held in place with some lightweight thread locker like the Loctite 222. It is a pink or purple color. Other brands may also be used as long as they're the equivalent of this. 1 drop per screw is what is used. I have my mechanical seal housing installed into the pump housing, and I am now ready for the primary ring. We have a seal save that can be used with this pump to make it easier to install. This is just a ramp that creates a transition to the seal diameter. If the shaft is dirty, you can use isopropyl alcohol to clean the shaft surface. At this point, once you apply the P80 to the bellows of the mechanical seal, you have 15 minutes before it has to have the seal tension applied. Again, I will use my seal pusher with a clean end. And I will use a steady force to push it into place. Again, no impact. The seal has been pushed all the way into place. I will remove my seal save. I will clean that once I'm done so that it is clean for next time. This is the spring that holds the tension on the seal. And it is now time to install the pump impeller. This pump has an impeller washer and an impeller nut that holds the impeller in place. We also use a drop of blue thread locker, the equivalent of Loctite 242 or Loctite 243 to hold the nut in place. We also use a stainless steel cotter pin. The stainless steel cotter pin is very critical. If you do not use a stainless steel cotter pin, it will corrode very quickly and allow the impeller nut to back off, allowing the impeller to crash into the suction head. To tighten the impeller nut properly, you thread it on finger tight, and then you use a wrench to take it to the next notch, and then you put the cotter pin through. I apologize for not showing the tightening of the impeller nut, but I was not able to hold the camera and use a wrench to get to the proper tightening. At this point, the proper spring tension is on the mechanical seal, so you have the opportunity to take a break now if you would like. The only thing left to this install is to bend the stainless steel cotter pin and clip it short.